And joining me right now here on a Friday to go over all things fishing here on the coast is my great friend, Mr. Damon with Spacefish. And check out the website at spacefish.com. Damon, how you doing today?
What is up, my man? Living the dream, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I am doing just fine. I know you do a great job here on the coast talking all things fishing, and you can check out spacefish.com for the latest. So I believe we'll go over this. Let's start with offshore, near shore. I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah,
Damon,
man.
the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Well, first and foremost, the weekend looks great. So as far as the weather goes, we have southwest winds. They're going to be lower winds, which means you will be able to get offshore. And on that note, the Florida Sport Fishing Association, which is a fishing club that I've belonged to for many years, to a great fishing club here in the area. It's been around since 1968. They're doing their annual offshore tournament just right now, this today and tomorrow. So basically, the captain's party is at Sunrise Marina. It starts at 5 o'clock tonight. And there's still time to go down there and register to fish if you want to go fish the tournament. And then they fish the tournament on Saturday.
Nice.
And, weigh-in is back at Sunrise Marina. I think you have to be in line by like 4 o'clock or something like that to weigh your fish. But it's a great tournament. The funds that are raised, you go back to the club, and they do awesome things, support a lot of stuff that's going on, here in the area pertaining to fishing and habitat and stuff like that. It's a great club. So unfortunately, I am out of town tomorrow, but you absolutely can fish it. And even if you just go for the raffles, you can go to Captain's Party and just play in the raffles, see if you win some stuff. It's a cool event. So on that note, offshore, right, because that's where they're fishing tomorrow. This is from Captain Chris Cameron. He just nailed it. He said, we haven't had to push beyond the reefs. And when I say reefs, I mean 8A and Pelican Reef. That's basically where they're catching all their fish. And that's where they focus most of the time out there for kingfish. But with the water temps are right, they're catching all kinds of stuff. There's some really big wahoo caught this past week. Kingfish, cobia, mahi, blackfin tuna, jacks, barracuda, you name it. And what they're doing is they're slow trolling live baits if they can catch live baits before they run offshore. And if you can't, get a box of frozen minnows, because I've caught plenty of kingfish on frozen minnows, and these guys have too. So that's a great fishery to target this weekend because the weather's going to cooperate and the bite is on out there. So if you can get offshore, whether you're fishing the tournament or not, this weekend should be, I would imagine, it'd be a pretty good fishery. So near shore, it's tarpon time, baby. So summertime is when the tarpon show up, and they're starting to show up. It's awesome. So they're starting to migrate all up and down the coast. And these fish are, when I say trophy fish, there's some big tarpon that come through our area. And it is not unusual to go out there and, I'm going to say hook, not land, hook, because sometimes you may hook 3 or 4 or 5 fish in a day or more and never even get them to the boat. They're so powerful. Their head shakes are unbelievable. And they are just truly one of Florida's incredible game fish. And it's happening right now, man. So near shore, there's a lot of great stuff going on. And it's Captain Al Tui to mention that. But I also want to mention there's a lot of jacks out there, like big schools of jacks roaming the beach right now, too. And those things are tackle busters. They're so much fun to catch. They will absolutely wear you out. So near shore is really heating up right now.
We're here with Damon with spacefish.com, going over the weekend fish report. All right, so we got to go to surf, correct? Is that what I'm with? Go for it, buddy.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. So the surf, it was more hit or miss this week. It was pretty inconsistent from what we heard. There were some whiting and palmettos and black drum and some sharks that were caught. Also snook. So that's really kind of what's starting to heat up right now in the surf. Is this time of the year, and I've mentioned it before, these fish migrate out off our beaches and they start their spawn, right? That's why you can't, as of June 1st, you can't keep even a slot fish until September now because their season on snook is closed. You can catch and release them, but you can't bring a slot fish home for dinner during this time. So, and that's really heating up. So that's a fun to do. You can throw artificial lures to them because they're close enough to the beach. Live bait is always king. If you can get live bait, that's a great way to go. But the other species that I was talking about earlier, Nick from Cocoa Beach Fishing Center, he basically mentioned like the most popular rigs have been the ones with white floats, pink floats, or no float at all with a 3 or 4 ounce sinker. You don't need a Sputnik. It does not take a lot to hold the bottom right now. And just a cut piece of shrimp. Peel your shrimp, because you know how we like to eat shrimp. We don't eat them with the peels on. So the fish, same thing. So peel your shrimp and cut them up in like size of like your thumbnail. And that's what you want to put on your hook. And that stacks the deck in your favor as far as catching some fish. So our lagoons, man, they're turning on and they're getting better and better and better. There's a great topwater bite going on right now, particularly first thing in the morning for trout. You'll catch some snook doing that too. But there's, when I talk about tarpon, there's Tarpon, man, they're all up at the lagoon. We're seeing good numbers of tarpon in the lagoon, and that's what Captain John Page was talking about. He's catching a little bit of everything: snook, tarpon, trout, redfish, you name it. So it's a great time to target our lagoons.
Great stuff. We're here with Damon with Spacefish.com. All right, here is, I believe, the last one, freshwater for the weekend fishing report. What do you got, Damon?
Yeah, buddy. So this is Captain Kenny Haas, and he fishes the south end of the county, Stick Marsh, really headwaters a lot, Garcia, some of those lakes. And he basically, this is what he wrote. He said water temp was 82 degrees when they started. May was an incredible month. He caught a ton of fish in May, and it went out with a bang. One of his clients caught an 8-pound, 8-ounce bass, which he says is a hog, HAWG. I love that. But it's trophy fish, and people come from all over the country to come down here and do that and catch bass that size, and we have them, which is really exciting. And he was basically saying his top artificial baits this week were jackhammer chatterbaits, bass assassin RSB worms, whopper ploppers, and the Mike Bucca bullshad 6-inch bluegill color. And if you want to learn more what he's doing, this is just the quick overview, but he goes into a lot more detail on the report of like where he's fishing each of these baits and stuff like that. So you can really kind of dial it in a little bit better, but obviously that's a lot to put on one slide. But yeah, man, so this weekend is just going to be wide open. As of right now, I was looking at it before I got on with you. Rain chances are showing lower, 20% both days, but it's Florida. That can change at the drop of a hat, Mark. So yeah, so just keep an eye out for those afternoon thunderstorms. You don't get hung up in them. But man, there is a ton of stuff to fish for this weekend. So get out there, make it happen, Kevin.
Great stuff. Damon's the best in the business when you need stuff when it comes to, hey, should I go fishing this weekend? Yeah, that's Damon. All right, let's go to the photos here on a Friday.
Yes.
If you want to submit one to me or to Damon, preferably Damon. He knows what he's doing. Let's bring this up. All right, here's our first photo. Look at these two gentlemen. What do they got here?
Man, yeah, Captain Joe with Fired Up Charters, man, he has had his clients on some unbelievable fish. And this is just a doubleheader of dolphin. Two nice dolphin, mahi, we'll call mahi that they caught. And these guys, look at these guys, just loving it, man. And there's going to be some good fillets that come off those two fish right there. Some good eats.
You're not joking. All right, is this Alex? Oh, this is a beautiful fish. What's this?
Yeah, so Captain Alex, he's a stud. They're all these guys are studs. He's a legend. But he's hitting the beach right now, and they're chasing tarpon, and they're getting them. And this is just a picture of one of his clients this week that went out there and got one. And I guarantee you that's a nice fish, but I guarantee you that's probably one of the smaller fish that they hooked that day out there doing it, because those big ones they're no joke, man. They don't get big for being stupid. They know how to get off those hooks. But that's one of those trophy fish that we talk about. People come to our area to do this in the summertime because it is just an amazing fishery, and this is just an example of that.
That's a great photo. Props to the cameraman. That is a great one. It really is. Yeah. All right, here, John, what do we got here?
That's Captain John Page. Yeah, he was the one saying that the lagoons are on fire. He's catching everything right now: snook, tarpon, redfish, trout, sheep's head when they're biting good. Like, this guy's just a slayer, and he gets it done, man. And this is just him holding just a killer snook that he caught in the lagoon.
All right, and then here is this another snook? What is this?
That's a snook. Yeah, in the way you can tell that some people call them line siders. That's another name for them. You can tell because that black line that runs right down there, the lateral line that runs right down their side, and that's a great way that you can determine what kind of fish that is. But this is a guy that caught this one in the surf. So that's what I was talking about. That right now these fish are starting to congregate off our beaches, and it's a great time to target them. And Nick sent us this picture of one of his clients who went out there and caught one of those awesome snook.
It's another great photo. And honestly, Damon, if you told me that was Tony Zaza, my buddy, from Zaza Radio, that's exactly who that looks like. But it's not. It's another guy. Okay. All right, what do we got? One more. This guy looks happy. What's
he looks happy. Captain Kenny Haas put him on just a hog. HAWG. I love that. And that is a hog, man. That is a Florida bass right there. And largemouth bass. And dude, they're catching them up right now. And this one was caught on Headwaters Lake. And yeah, like I said, go to the report. Kenny gives a lot more information, like what he's using and how he's fishing it. But just out there, there's some big bass in that lake, and he's catching them, man. And this is a great picture of this guy holding up his trophy.
That's great stuff. Honestly, you've said this for years, Damon. If you catch something, you are smiling in that photo. No one's ever got frowny face after they catch
it. Exactly.
Before I let you go, should we go fishing this weekend?
Absolutely. If you want to fish that tournament, you can get out there tonight and register for that fish offshore. But you'll do it. You can do anything you want to do this weekend weather-wise. So get out there and fish.
Great stuff, Damon. Thanks for your help and have a great weekend.
You too, buddy.